Hey fellas, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, just like always, we're going to analyze and break down some of the most interesting footage from around the world, and of course, from our own mind. Basically, we'll be talking about how guys handle some of the toughest jobs in the construction and mining industry. But most of all, we're diving into heavy equipment fails, how they happen, why they happen, and what really goes wrong. So grab a cold beer. We're getting started right now. All right, what do we got here? It took not one, but two front-end loaders to carry this big, fat Caterpillar engine. Now here's a question for you guys. How many cylinders does this engine have? How many turbos is it running? And what machine does it power? Let me know down below. The guy in the sedan was crazy lucky. I'm pretty sure he was checking his mirrors and reading what was going on behind him. He reacted at the last second and avoided what could have easily been a fatal hit coming straight at him. In situations like this, always keep checking those mirrors. You gotta know what's going on behind you, not just in front. 1 second makes all the difference. Sometimes you just don't know where the danger is coming from. The truck hit him just hard enough that the car ended up following the truck all the way to where it finally stopped. Almost looked like the truck driver knew the guy had a dash cam running. Hey ChatGPT, can you make me a video of a dog wearing a shirt, sunglasses, and operating a grader? ChatGPT. Dude, there's no need. There's actually a real dog out there operating a grader. This is what I like to call pushing the machine beyond its limits. Literally. This reminds me of the Twisted Metal tournament video game I used to play as a kid. The guy in the truck literally used a secret weapon. He dropped a landmine on him. What do you guys think? Could this be a gas leak? Or maybe some kind of nitrogen or carbon dioxide vapor? I really don't know what it is, but I know it ain't good. If anybody out there knows what's really going on, drop it down below. You can tell by the driver's reaction that the situation is not good. And yeah, he was right. Pushing boulders from the edge of an old copper and gold mine looks so cool. 300 meters deep, and the boulder disappears halfway down like it was never even there. Oops, there goes the snowplow. Yeah, it looks like he can kiss this month's paycheck goodbye. And once again, pushing the machine beyond its limits. Just like I said at the beginning of the video, this is how some guys deal with the toughest challenges on the job. This is what it looks like when the center articulation pin is worn out and the bearings are shot. The rear end of the grader gets so loose it feels like I'm dragging a trailer behind me. And to make it worse, every time I start moving and shift gears, the whole machine literally snaps in the middle. The seat just keeps pounding my lower back and kidneys non-stop. From this angle, you can see the whole rear end just wiggling around. So uncomfortable and annoying. And this is what the whole thing looks like after a few days. The machine is split in half, literally. Here we can see the boring machine, the new bushings, the bearings, the new pins, and all kinds of stuff. And basically everything needed for the repair. Remember when I said it felt like I was pulling a trailer behind me and the whole rear end was wiggling? Well, this is the result. From the workshop to the edge of the mine. More precisely, we're standing at the spot where the overburden gets dumped. All these houses that were home to local families for decades will be buried deep under overburden in just a few months. Places that once had orchards, fields, and gardens will soon be turned into wasteland. well, it is what it is. That's how it goes when you live close to a mine. Okay, if you didn't know how to turn one recovery into two, watch this footage. All right, this was the moment when everyone thought this was about to be a successful recover. But nope. This is a situation we've talked about many times. The vehicle wasn't properly secured or locked in place, and the result was devastating. Port terminals are just like mines. You never know when something might fall on you. Luckily, this driver was paying attention to what was going on and managed to get out just in time. The size of the boulders that broke loose and slammed onto the haul road was insane. If a vehicle had been sitting there, it would have been reduced to nothing but a sheet of metal. That's why you always got to look up just as much as you look at the road. Cleaning the crusher access is a key part of keeping production running smoothly. But don't mind that squeaking loader in the background.
Oh la la!
Some of the interesting blasting moments. Enjoy. The truck up ahead is a real hazard. In the middle of this thick fog, not a single signal light is working. The only light you can see from behind is the left reverse light. And even that disappears when the truck turns right, just like you can see in the footage. If this guy wasn't holding a burning torch in his hand, you'd think that was just high-pressure water blasting out of the pipe. This is that part in a racing video game when you find the secret shortcut. And this is the part of the crash when you don't brake in the corner.
There it goes. Bye.
The truck is basically trapped. It can't move forward because of the safety berm, and the rear wheels have sunk into the soft material. The excavator is trying to help with the bucket, but it's not doing much. At this point, the only real option is to tow it from the back. This is how you roll a 170-ton truck into the workshop. Nearly 7 meters wide and 6 meters tall, a machine like this is a real challenge even for an experienced driver. That guy right there is the ground guy. When you're rolling something this big into a tight space, he's your eyes on the ground. You don't move without him, and you definitely don't take your eyes off his signals when entering or exiting.
Treba se prebriše ona duga. Ona dograđena kamera mora se obrići ima maksimum.
All right, guys, you just saw what it looks like to enter and exit the workshop from the driver's perspective. You gotta admit, it's not easy at all, but hey, if you wanna watch the full video showing what an entire shift looks like, from rolling the truck out of the workshop, to loading at the excavator, all the way to the crusher, check the link in the top right corner. Trust me, that video is incredible. My favorite kind of job. No towing, no cables, just push with the mold board and that's it. That was nice and easy, and a lot of smoke. What you're looking at right now, most people would think it's some kind of short circuit going on. But nope, this is how Central Railway celebrates Diwali, one of the biggest and most important holidays in India. It's the Hindu festival of lights, symbolizing the victory of light over darkness and good over evil. A fuel tank car exploded after a derailment in Russia's Tambov region. Luckily, no one was nearby at the time, and no injuries were reported. Well, guys, and for the end, something gigantic, something massive. What you're watching right now is a giant sinkhole ripping open and swallowing an entire intersection. This all went down on February 11th, 2026, in Shanghai, China, right next to a metro construction site. Before the collapse, cracks started showing up in the asphalt. The ground began to shift, and then in seconds it just gave up. The street, the sidewalk, everything above it, gone. Reports say water leakage from the metro construction washed out the soil underneath. Once that support was gone, the surface had nothing left to stand on, and it collapsed, just like that. No official reports of fatalities, which is honestly a miracle considering how violent this thing opened up. This is what happens when the ground beneath a city gets undermined. One moment everything looks normal. Next moment the earth ain't playing around. Well guys, that's it for today. You already know what to do. That's right. Like and share, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.